Everybody, hello and welcome back to the stream. Once again, I am giving a shot to the live stream on PS5, and I'm going to see how that works out for me. I think it did okay last time, honestly. So we're going to kind of just go back to that, and yeah, I think we're just going to see how it does. Overall, I think we're doing pretty decent. What I'd like to do, though, is just kind of see how... Perfect. I just want to make sure that the thumbnail and everything looks right. I'm going to try to start live streaming a little bit more often than I normally do. I think it would be a good outlet, a good chance to really unwind, and it's been a good chance to play some games. I think overall it's a good time. So hopefully, if you're watching, if you're around, I appreciate you. But yeah, we're gonna work on getting to Hunter Rank 100. It is the ever-ending stretch of a goal that is me trying to get to that. So we are gonna see if we can reach that tonight. I just wanted to make sure I had everything set up so if I do see anybody in chat that I can properly call it. Okay, so let's go ahead. Alright, so we're not that far off. 83 for the Hunter rank, got 63 hours in. I say we probably do recommended lobby. Thank you for whoever just started watching. But yeah, we're gonna go in here and just try to keep trekking along. I thought it'd be kind of a fun chill hangout session just to kind of get to Hunter Rank 100. You'll have to let me know if the audio sounds okay. I think I have it
hello, Rice.
Close enough. Tex Mits, what's up? Appreciate you stopping by. Hello. Appreciate you. So let's go ahead and get our login for the time. So here's what I'm thinking, right? What the MO is for tonight. Because we got, as we were looking at it here earlier, let's just take a quick peek at my Hunter profile. So I'm at 83 for the Hunter rank, right? So we need to try and, I don't want to fast track it necessarily, but I would love to get to Hunter rank 100 either tonight or tomorrow. So what I'm thinking...
I have not seen you since like months.
Dude, I know. It's been a minute. I do sincerely apologize. I've been really trying to get back into the game a little bit, have a little bit more fun with it. Gave myself a ton of time off, and I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. I appreciate you coming back in, though. Thank you very much for that. So what I'm rocking right now, I think is going to be a good start. Because I've got a sword and shield, and it did pretty well when I fought against Chadacabra last night, so I'm thinking we start that. Time to hunt the monster. Wilds is good, have about 50 hours, Hunter rank 60. Dude, nice. That's awesome. No, it sincerely is a fantastic game. I've been playing it like crazy. Just gonna try to turn it up a little bit. I have it to where it'll read the chat, so I'm just gonna try and see if you'll have to let me know if the audio sounds okay, but I think I have it to where it's balanced all right. Back, let me just make sure that the mic has the best audio. Maybe that would be better. Yeah, I think that'll be good. I just want to make sure that you can hear me over the game. There he is. Yeah, dude, no, I really appreciate you stopping by, though, to both you and TPG. It's been a wild ride, but I'm really happy to just be streaming again, to be enjoying the time. I just realized I'm hunting. Okay, no, I'm hunting a Doshagama. I was like, surely I'm not hunting a Rappy in the wilds. I don't think, or in the plains. I mean. I will say too. So first time. So this is actually my second time. The last night was my first time doing doing a stream of on PS5, and I gotta say, pretty surprised. Who win in a fight, 1 dragon or 1 million zombies? Oh, I mean, I guess it depends on how big the dragon is, right? Because off the cuff, I would say probably, you know, I'd want to say probably the zombies, but I guess it depends on how big the dragon is. Because if the dragon's huge, then it's it's not the zombies, I don't think. But again, it very much depends. Like if we're talking a dragon from one of these games, I don't know, frankly. Okay, maybe. Okay, I don't know why Sword and Shield feels so weak on him. Because it felt like crazy on Chatacabra last night. Maybe it's just because of how thick his hide is. That's entirely possible. Aw, shoot. Adam, what's up? Thanks for coming by, my man. Want to change the game volume, you need to do it in case I use PS5 streaming. To change the game volume, you need to do it in game. I use PS5 streaming. Oh, okay. Gotcha. So, okay, so I would just go to the audio then. Is it loud, TPG? I'm not used to the levels that I should be keeping them at, so... Is it loud? Long time no stream, chatty. I know. Yeah, no, I appreciate you stopping by, man. I thought it would be a good time to do some monster hunting. Show everybody what a 83 level hunter rank looks like. His loudest just bring it down to 80%. Gotcha. Okay. Well, you know, can I I can't pause because I'm in a lobby. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, as soon as he goes to a different area, I can adjust the audio. I appreciate you, TPG, for letting me know audio levels. I'm still trying to get used to it. You don't hear any, like, background noise or anything, right? Like, you just hear my voice for the most part. I'm just trying out new setups, kind of. It's not that the PC wasn't doing it or anything, it's just that I don't have this on PC and I really want to play it on stream. So I feel like it makes the most sense to... Okay, so now we're doing some damage. It's not bad from a table perspective. Okay. I assume you mean tablet perspective. Well, that's good to know then. I figured it probably isn't like too bad, but there we are. Some real good damage on that. Oh yeah. Dude, there's a sound that is cutting off the game and is saying something. Oh, is your chat reader? Yeah. I wanted to do the chat readers since, yeah, Tablo, sorry. Hey, no problem, man. No problem. I picked up what you were putting down. Yeah, no, I wanted to make sure that I knew, that I had the chat reader. I was going to give it a trial tonight. Does it sound awkward? Because I can turn it off if it's not good. I was just using it to hear people's chat come in. Shogun is so dumb. You know one thing though, I didn't actually look at what I'm getting for the event quest. Maybe I should have probably done that. Gotta say though, he might not even get to another area if I'm being honest. It's fine, just didn't know I was like who was talking. Oh yeah. No, it's fine. I just thought it would be kind of cool to have it read the message out. Sometimes what it does is it cuts off part of the message. So I thought maybe if it read out the message, I could hear the whole thing. I will say, they do make it a lot easier to stream on PS5 than I was expecting. Obviously, still PC Master Race guy, but I do appreciate the ease of use on this. And I am thinking that more streams are going to come in the future. I think what I'd like to do is maybe, depending on games, because honestly, this year, I don't know about you guys, but like, there's a lot of games coming up that I just am like really interested in playing. Like a lot of my favorite game franchises are getting games this year. Doom specifically, Ninja Gaiden.
So rise the $100 question, are you watching The Last of Us Season 2?
Oh hell no. I mean, okay, let me say it this. Maybe I will. TPG, maybe I will. But if I do, maybe I will. Maybe I will. I'm not 100% sure. I really can't say for sure if I am or not. Sorry, let me just go into sound real quick. And then do tell. Yes, absolutely. So my hope... Okay, so I'm thinking here... Yeah, so my hope is that I get to, that I start streaming a little bit more. For games, though, I am... Okay, so Doom Dark Ages is my number one. That's just kind of a given. I adore Doom as a franchise, and Doom is going to be my... I really think it's probably going to be my game of the year. Just saying open to doing a stream talking about it like season 1. Oh yeah, that's true, we could do that. I will be very curious to know if they change up the structure for season 2. And I say that because honestly, it could potentially fix some of my problems with The Last of Us 2 if they change the structure. Now, I'm not going to pretend that it's going to still blow me away, but it has more potential than not. So, there is that. As far as games, though, so we've got Doom Dark Ages in May. We also have Onimusha 2 in May, which I love Onimusha. So I'm really excited about being able to play that, because I never actually played an Onimusha game until last year. After I watched the anime and was absolutely blown away by how good it was. So, and also I lost my mind with excitement after seeing Onimusha get a remake, or a remap. I don't even know what it is that's coming, but it looks very good. So I will probably be doing a playthrough of that, and then I would also like to do a playthrough of, I'm thinking Lost Soul Aside. Lost Soul Side is another one that I think it's going to kind of be a sleeper and kind of go underneath the radar. But I actually think it has the possibility of being kind of like a Stellar Blade, maybe?
Full gameplay change, I'm thinking.
Full gameplay change, I'm thinking Souls-like. Oh, shoot, that's right. Night Ring comes out soon, doesn't it? Wait, Night Ring comes out in May. Oh, yeah, that's right. And the one bright spot is it's not even that expensive. They're giving a lot of the backstory in the show, and they're changing the... Oh, why doesn't read the full message? They're changing the... Oh, they're changing things. I mean, like I said, I'm super open to seeing what they do with it. I just hope that I don't hate it, basically. Because, yeah, it's Last of Us 2, essentially. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting. I really don't know how I'm going to react to it, if I'm being completely honest. Like, it's not something I'm willing to write off necessarily, but it's also not something that I'm, like, jonesing for, so... Kinda depends, I would say. Doom Dark Ages, though, I think is just going to be a slam dunk. Like, I think that's going to be a no-brainer for me.
Yep.
Especially too because of how good
See a roid
Eternal
out
is.
Abigail, I'll not watch.
If I don't see a roid out Abigail, I'll not watch. I mean, literally, so I was looking at her actress, and I was really kind of surprised that she was like as small as she was, because I was like, wait, isn't Abby like super built, right? So I was kind of surprised by that, but at the same time, I'll be very curious to see what they do. What they do.
Right.
Okay, so we did the event quest to kind of start. I'm really thinking I really need to do some Tempered Arc build, I think. Oh, and I only have one more to finish my investigation, so maybe I'll just... Let's use a lucky voucher to go to Tempered Arc build. And I don't actually know, so I'm not using the Sword and Shield on Tempered Arc build, but I am going to use whatever I have in the other slot for a weapon. I don't actually know what I have, but I'm gonna try using whatever it is. Alright, so what do I have? Aha! Alright, it's my gun lance. Thank goodness for that guy. I was hoping that's what it was. I don't really like fighting Arcveld if I don't have an option to guard. I think this will be solid, though. Oh, you know what, though? Before I go to fight you, we need to cook something that's so tasty. I just want to say, by the way, how much I adore Monster Hunter's animations.
But Monster Hunter
This game
World
looks...
was not really my cup of tea.
This game looks interesting, but Monster Hunter Worlds was not really your cup of tea. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I will say that Wilds is... Compared to World, I will say Wilds is pretty different, I feel like.
I need to start streaming
Need to start streaming Witcher 3 DLC soon, just hard to be motivated. Yeah, it's pretty tough, man. I feel that. It can be really tough to feel the motivation to stream sometimes. I was barely considering doing it tonight, but honestly, I just, the thought of playing Monster Hunter sounded so much fun that I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna do it. But yeah, going back to what you were saying, Adam, about this looking interesting, but World wasn't really your cup of tea. I would say if any Monster Hunter game was going to be your cup of tea, it's going to be this one. And I say that from a place of Monster Hunter not really... So I've played Monster Hunter since the PSP, but I had mentioned this on stream last night, but I haven't really given it the proper attention until this game. Like, I played through World, and I beat the story, and I didn't do any endgame stuff. And I played Rise. Well, I'm playing through Rise. And to be fair, I think it was just because it didn't click, like, that feeling of what you're supposed to do, and it hadn't quite clicked yet. And something about this game, man, it clicked. It finally clicked. I understood what I was doing, and, yeah, I'm very much a huge Monster Hunter fan now, like way more than I used to be, that's for sure. Door Dragon's Dogma 2, and it uses the same engine. Yes, it does. Their engine, RE engine, is really good. I know it's not like perfectly optimized on PC for this guy, but I mean, it's still like all the Resident Evil games use it. Dragon's Dogma 2 uses it, Street Fighter uses it. I'm almost positive like any future Capcom game is going to use it. Onimusha is going to use it. Like, it's got a great engine. Also, too, one thing I will say, this game feels a lot more fluid than World did. I liked World a lot, but this game feels a lot more fluid. Also, too, one thing that they added that I really like is, was more like a remake than a sequel. I kind of heard that. I didn't play 2, but I'm really thinking about it because I liked Dragon's Dogma a lot. Yeah, I know what you meant. I like Dragon's Dogma a lot. I just never got a chance to beat it. so I felt kind of bad for jumping into 2 if I hadn't beat the first one yet. Also, I found myself, like, it's kind of hard to, I have such a big backlog that I have to, like, really, like, pick and choose sometimes what I want to go with, and even though I wasn't planning on Wilds really, like, you know, doing it. Oh, shoot. I carded already? Dude. Oh, that's... Okay. Of course, why has it always got to be the one time I use a lucky thing? You going to stream Death Stranding 2? Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right, dude. Okay. So let me think about this, right? Not counting April. In May, I got Doom Dark Ages, Onimusha 2, and Lost Souls Side. In June, I got Death Stranding 2. In July, I got Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4. Which I'm going to be playing. I know for a fact I'm going to be playing that for a minute. Then in August, I don't actually know what comes out in August, but I'm sure something's going to get announced. And then, actually, to be honest, I don't really know what is the rest of the year. I can tell you right now, I don't have any Metal Gear Simulator. I'll play it. Ooh, yeah, you know, that's true. I did actually forgot about Metal Gear Solid Delta. I'm split on that one specifically. If the Silent Hill F comes out this year, I do plan on playing that. I adored the Silent Hill 2 remake. I actually need to go back to that. I want to get a different ending on it, maybe try and platinum it. Oh yeah, Hell Is Us looked really interesting as well. That was one I was really thinking about. That was one that I was like, it kind of just popped up on that State of Play one point, and I was like, that actually looks pretty interesting. The one game I can almost Expedition is... Oh yeah, that's right! Expedition 33. That one looks really interesting. It reminds me a lot of Lost Odyssey. It has that, like, JRPG feel to it. One I can almost promise that I have zero intentions of playing, and I know it's not going to be a popular one to skip. It's a Final Fantasy love letter. I could totally see that. I could absolutely see that. It definitely looks like it has that vibe. Too many games, very little money. I can agree with that. Well, I think I'm really going to try to be choosy with some of the games I go with. Like, I was considering the collector's edition for Death Stranding 2, but I'll be honest, like, I can't bring myself to do it. It doesn't even come with the disc. And these days, I kind of require, if I'm going to buy a PlayStation game, it needs to come with the disc. Which sounds really weird because we live in a digital age, but PlayStation, I kind of specifically make my physical machine, and Steam is my digital library. So I kind of have to split it up a little bit like that.
Nope,
I used to be really okay with digital. Nope, not at all. Yeah, it's wild to me that it doesn't come with it. Yeah, I can't do digital as much as I used to. I was doing all digital when I started with the Steam Deck and PC, and then I kind of got to a point where I wasn't comfortable with seeing a lot of the games that I liked get pulled from the stores, and I just didn't trust it, to be frank. Oh shit, I didn't even know these guys came in. Oh, wrong target. Well, hopefully these guys don't cart, because then it's going to take the mission. But yeah, no, I used to go all digital, and then I finally got to a point where I was like, if for certain games that I love, I really want to have the physical disc. I don't trust it that it's not going to be there. If something that I love gets taken off of the store, I don't want to have to just go pirate it, you know? Which, like, I'm not saying yay or nay to. Just remember Days Gone Remastered comes out in April, going to do a whole lot of... Oh, Dude, okay, that's the one that comes out in April that I was thinking of. You know what? As a huge Walking Dead fan, that is a possibility of one I would consider doing a stream for. Exactly. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 delisted and then released compilation for $60. Yep. And that is a perfect example of one that I wanted to play it so bad for years, and then all of a sudden it gets delisted, and I'm like, okay, so I just can't play Marvel vs. Capcom 2 anymore because it's just not on the store. Like, it was even on the App Store and they took it off, and I was like, you know what, it's not worth it for me. If I'm going to spend a bunch of money on a game, I'd rather just get the physical copy, because then at least I have something valuable, and it's almost kind of like an investment as well. Because even if I sell it at some point, I know that I'll be able to do something with it. So it's not just, it's not just an empty copy, basically. Yes, I agree. Well, here's the nice thing, right? I already own Days Gone on PS4. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is just pay the $10 upgrade. Because it's basically just a $10 upgrade if you already own the disc. So I'm just going to probably put the disc in, pay the $10, and call it good. I did that with Horizon. I will say Horizon was a really good remaster? It's not really a remake. I want to say remaster. But it was a really good remaster. I wasn't bad about that at all. Dude, I agree. It really is the best Walking Dead game. Like, it's not a Walking Dead game, but it is pretty damn close. Like, I'd be hard-pressed to say that, like, it's not a Walking Dead game. Also, yeah, with Deacon being very much like Daryl, like, it's kind of hard to say that it's not. Sam Witwer, best nerd actor ever. Dude, he really is. He is such a good actor. And then, Force Unleashed and everything, it's just, he's awesome. I always appreciate how much love he brings to the character. Okay, this is good. Good. I'm trying to think if there's any games that, like, I haven't thought about that I may consider playing. There is actually a physical copy of Crow Country coming out this year that I am thinking about picking up, because I wanted to play Crow Country, but because it is a Silent Hill-esque game, I think I'd like to own that physically. Because I own all of my Resident Evil games. Oh, yes! Thank you, Adam. That's a great point, actually. Ghost of Yotei is one that I 100% plan on. That's a day one purchase for me. So the games that I started collecting physically, I decided, because I didn't want it to just be at random, I started collecting either genres of games that I really like, themes of games that I really like, or also just, like, specific motifs. I agree. I think really that's probably going to be one of the better ones. We'll try these. Okay, I was so happy you brought that up, TPG, but yeah, no, that is hilarious. That's like one of my favorite lines from that game. But it's honestly not as cringy given the context of the game. That's one of the reasons why I don't really have as much of a hard time with the writing in that game. For physical games, though, like, I started the few types of games that I started buying physically, I decided to buy all, like, samurai games physically. Askew Shadows is a love letter to the original, and Ghost of Tsushima. I will say it definitely seems like it's going for that. I gotta be honest, a little bit of cringe keeps you laughing, no harm, no foul. yeah, pretty much. About Assassin's Creed, it's one of those things where I'm really so done with Ubisoft as a company. I want, in my heart of hearts, I want nothing more than to play a Samurai Assassin's Creed game. But at the same time, it's also Assassin's Creed. And I gotta be honest, I can't remember. I played 50 hours of Valhalla, and I really couldn't tell you what I did. If I'm being real, it was one of those things where it kind of feels like you know when you go to a buffet, right? And you see it'll be half baked and broken. Exactly. Like, you know when you go to a buffet and you're like looking at all this food and you're like, oh man, they have this, that's cool, they have this. And then, you know, you get your fill of what you originally wanted. And then eventually you start looking at other options, but your stomach's getting fuller and you're just like, this isn't really, yes, it all looks good, it all looks okay, but you start to get less and less hungry. But you go to the dessert line and say, fuck it. Yeah, I mean, yeah. You know, the minute you hit the dessert line, like, that's my end game, right? The minute I have dessert at a buffet, I'm like, okay, I'm probably done after this. And I feel like I hit the dessert line on Assassin's Creed, like, 10 games ago. Like, it's funny that they, it's just so funny to me that it took them this long to make the Assassin's Creed game we all want. Looks at the toppings bar. How long has Assassin's Creed fans been asking for a samurai Assassin's Creed? It made sense, like, probably, like, when Unity came out, that probably would have been the time to do it. But I gotta be honest, man, I don't care about the story. I don't care about the lore. I don't care about, like, anything that really happens in Assassin's Creed anymore. I barely even care about the gameplay, honestly. Like, I was thinking about this, and, like, so I've been playing off and on Rise of the Ronin, which I think is probably the Assassin's Creed game that you, like, it's, if you want to play something that's like Assassin's Creed Shadows, you could just play Rise of the Ronin. It's very good. It has a great combat system. It's got a great character customization. It actually has kind of an interesting story. And it won't run you $70 now. And it's not made by Ubisoft. You gosh darn, those Monster 500 fights take forever, bud. I know, it's kind of because of the Monster I chose. I'm trying to grind on specific certificates, so it takes a little bit longer. I am thinking, though, that we switch up after Guardian Arkfeld, because if I can get the materials I need, I probably don't need to do much more of Guardian Arkfeld, honestly. Or not Guardian, but Tempered Arkfeld. Rise of the Ronin, very solid game. Not perfect, but still good. Yeah, no, I have learned something this year in my quest for samurai games. So I became a hardcore samurai fan this year, both in movies and games. And the one thing I learned is that Rise of the Ronin was slow. If you're talking from a pacing perspective, I think that's fair. It does take a little bit to get going, honestly. Like, from a story perspective, I think it does definitely drag its feet a little bit. But the combat is so good that that's kind of what keeps me going for it. But honestly, like, the one thing I've learned, though, is I really like Team Ninja games. Like, I knew I liked Ninja Gaiden. I really like Team Ninja games. Like, Ninja Gaiden and Nioh and all those games are just so good. I've realized, though, that that's kind of like, for samurai games, that's kind of my go-to is Team Ninja. The only one I haven't played yet is Nioh 2 and Wolong, but I like Nioh 1 a lot. You know, I don't know if it's a hot take or not, dude, because I'm also not hyped for GTA 6. I gotta be honest, I don't think I've cared about a game less than I care about GTA 6. Like, I know people are gonna be losing their minds when it comes out, but dude, I don't know, it doesn't, maybe it's just me, and maybe it's just like my game preferences, but I can't be bothered with another GTA game. Like, I really can't. GTA 5, I have lost so much interest in the GTA franchise over the last 15 years that I just don't think I can find it in my heart of hearts to be excited about. And I think part of the reason I'm not prepared to spend $90 to $100 for a standard edition, no thank you. Yeah, that's another thing. Nothing's topping that. I mean, dude, I gotta say, Red Dead 2, here's another thing, right? Red Dead 2 is so good. So good. And I think one of my biggest problems is that I really only like Rockstar when they are doing period pieces or when they are doing something that is stylistically very interesting. And to me, GTA is not very stylistically interesting. Like, I know it's going to have its own style and art and all that, but I guess what I mean is, like, I want another 80s GTA. Like, give me Vice City, but give me Vice City in whatever the GTA 6 engine is. If they were doing that, I would be a lot more interested, but because it's a modern-day setting, and I already don't really like the world we live in very much, I don't particularly want to go spend 100 hours in a world that reminds me a lot of my own when I barely like our own. So, take that for what you will. But it's just not, it's not really my thing, man. Not anymore, anyway. There was a time when I was, very interested in playing a GTA game, and the moment that I finally did, other warm take, GTA 4 is better. You know, I've heard from a lot of people that they prefer GTA 4. I don't feel smart enough on GTA to really say anything about that, but I could definitely see it. It definitely seems like it has a better story, that's for sure. I just don't have it in me though, man. I care so little about the GTA series as a whole, and I know it sells, but like, I had my day in the sun with it, and it wasn't very long. Admittedly, it didn't do much for me.
Okay, can you turn down the game sound so we can hear our
You can hear your
sexy voice
60%.
better?
Yes. Okay, so let's see here. Audio balance. All right, hold up. Wait a minute. Okay, how does that treat you? Or maybe that? Yeah, that seems like it's going to do better. Developers now take a lot of chances. It becomes re-releases and remakes. Yeah, that is one thing that really just, it kind of sours it a little bit, you know? Oh, okay, here we go. So here we go. Master volume. Okay, so that should be a little bit better, I think. You guys tell me. I think that should increase the take on my voice a little bit. I agree, though. There's kind of a creative bankruptcy to the industry right now. Like, a lot of the interesting stuff that's happening is not really happening in AAA scene. Okay, I have exactly what I need. So the question now is, do I make...
Plus the game makes a lot of
noise. Plus the game makes a lot of... Sorry, one second here. Game makes a lot of noise. Oh, yeah, that's fair. Granted, I'm complaining, but until I get Xenogears Episode 5 Remake, I'll be whining. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I was kind of happy to see Xenoblade Chronicles X get a re-release on Switch, but I'm going to have to sail the 7 seas for that guy since I don't have a Switch anymore. Alright, so here's the question. Oh, charge... Do I do an Arkfeld Charge Blade? I feel like that's the right move. So I could do a new Udra. I don't really want to do Udra.
I'm hyped for Intergalactic.
I'm hyped
Adventure
for
4.
dude. Okay, I already. You could have told me. I already knew you were hyped for a Neil Druckmann game. You didn't even have to tell me that. I knew that.
It's not even canon to the
It's not even canon to the others. Yeah, that is true. I was thinking about that. It really isn't, is it? It's kind of strange that it's not canon. I'm surprised that they went that route. I mean, it's a very cool game. I'm just surprised that they didn't like feel the need to tie it in. 805. Okay.
Oh God, Witcher 4. Yeah.
Oh God, Witcher 4. Yeah, I'll be. Witcher 4 is going to be great. I can 100% guarantee that. Actually, I take that back. I'm not going to 100% guarantee that because there's the possibility that it's going to release like Cyberpunk when it comes out. But that being said,
Look good.
yeah. All right, we're going to go the Charge Blade route. I think it's time to really devote myself to using a Chad's Sword and Shield. And we're going to let Gemma just do her work. I think she does phenomenal work. All right, get Gemma what you got for me. Yeah, I think that'll do. I think that will do. Now, the question is...
Intergalactic
what do we hunt now?
Insomniac's new one, right?
Intergalactic is Insomniac's new one, right? Oh, no, it's actually Naughty Dog's new one. I was really surprised to see that it was so different from what they've done. But yeah, that's a Naughty Dog joint. Okay, if I want to forge,
Right.
right? Yeah. Oh, dude. Okay, so I could forge a rarity 8. Oh, okay. We gotta think about this here for a second. Also, don't forget there's a Witcher 1 remake coming, not being made by Project. Oh, that's true. Yeah, I forgot about that, honestly. I didn't even think about that, but yeah, that is true. That is happening. I say we add some dragon. Okay, so I think this will knock a trophy off my list if I do this. Yeah, okay. That is pretty legit, actually. Okay, so we're now rocking a charge blade and a switch axe. I think that is exactly what I want. It will be absolutely playable, LOL, since the controls on the original... Dude, the controls on the original are so bad. I wanted to play Witcher 1, and I go to it, and I'm like, what is going on here, man? Like, we just don't... it's not cooking for me. I can't do it. Okay, so let's do quick switch. That's fine.
It's an endurance playthrough.
It's an endurance playthrough. I absolutely believe that. That would not shock me in the slightest. Guardian. Perfectly timed guard. Okay, well that's not going to work. That could work. Let's try that one. And great status. Yeah, we'll go with that. And we are kitted out. And by, here's my defense. I think we're going to go back to defense. Okay. So we are pretty kitted out now. I'm feeling good that we could probably hit Hunter rank 100 a lot faster. So all we need to do now, I want to upgrade this. Oh, I can't upgrade that anymore. Oh, you know what though? I didn't think about this. I think the Ardian weapon or the Ardian armor. Okay, no joke. This, even though I have higher ranked armor, I adore this armor. You look like you're on a mission to exile virginity with the armor. You know what? That's facts. That's facts. I mean, straight up, this looks like I'm going to achieve level 100 virginity. This, by the way, is maybe my favorite armor. I adore that armor. I think this shit looks so cool. Like that's what I want to have. Oh man, you know what? And I just realized too, I could change the color on it and make it kind of look like an Ava unit. I'm thinking that's the play. All right, so you know maybe what we'll do then.
Chastity belt LVL 1000.
Chastity belt level 1000, literally. Nope, nobody will mess with me looking like this. Okay, so I hunted a Shagama. I'm just confused what the point of hunting some of these guys were. Because some of these didn't even have a reasonable reward. I think we'll hunt the Rathian, though. I think that's a good start.
You may have my heart, but not my
You have
seed,
my heart,
good
but
sir.
not my seed, good sir. Would you care to make the children? Could I interest you in a in a virginity elixir? You know, I really feel like this should have a higher sharpness on it, this sword. I've had other swords that had less damage than this guy that had like a much higher sharpness. Alright, Rathian, you ready for this? Oh yeah. Oh, you so done, boy. Oh, you so done, boy. Oh man, Rathian, you are so clocked, my man.
Virginity dissolver.
Virginity dissolver, aka Roofie. Hey, there is no discerning either way. It could really go either way, you know. Sometimes you just gotta fight a dragon to feel like a man, you know. Sometimes that's all you gotta do, man. I will say, I do love seeing how many people... you know what really shocks me about this game, honestly? I can't believe that we live in a world where Monster Hunter is actually popular. And I know that sounds weird, but like growing up as somebody who watched it in Japan being like only popular there and always wishing that it would get popular in the West, it's really weird and kind of cathartic to me now that we live in an age where 8 million units of this sold in 3 days. Also, I think it's really crazy too that Horizon Zero Dawn has DLC for Monster Hunter World. Oh, bud, you're so toast. It's not even funny. So, just to give you some perspective, Adam, serious? Yeah, 8 million units. 8 million units in 3 days. This thing sold like hotcakes, man. It was like, it's Capcom's officially best-selling game as of right now, as far as I know. So here's a funny thing, Adam. I'm pretty sure, so you know you were saying the hunts always take really long? I want you to pay special attention because this fight ain't gonna take that long, man. Now that I have what some would call the God Killer, Japan gonna have a Dragon Quest day that will be a Monster Hunter. So here's a funny thing, actually, that you mentioned that a few companies in Japan, and I don't know how many companies, but a few companies specifically actually have a Monster Hunter release as a national holiday, and that is not joking. That is not hyperbole. That is legitimate. because they know that many people are going to take the day off to play Monster Hunter. Dink Memer, what is up, my dude? Appreciate you stopping by. Like, just like Dragon Quest, full on Japan takes. Also, mic sounds weird. Does that sound any better? I don't know why, dude. It could be. Oh no, you're fine, man. It could just be the setup I have going right now, because the headset that I'm on is different than the normal mic that I use. So that's entirely possible. That's kind of what's causing it. Can you hear me? Okay. I kind of just want to make sure that I'm heard. Okay. Because as long as you can hear me, I'm cool with it. By the way, this fight is going to probably be like a fraction of what the other fight was in time. Just for comparison, that Guardian or that Tempered Arcveld fight took about 20 to 22 minutes. Ah, that makes sense. Yeah, I can. Okay, that's good to know, man. That Guardian or the Tempered Arcveld fight took about 22 minutes. This, I'm gonna say, is probably gonna take 5 or 6 minutes. It's definitely not going to be as long, I can tell you that. Yeah, I'm also trying, one thing, Dink Memer, I'm also trying streaming on a PS5 for the first time. I don't normally... Oh no! Chemitrace! That poor fire chicken, man, he just gets thrown around every single time. I love Chemitrace, he's like one of my favorite looking monsters. He's so great, but everybody treats him like such a ragdoll. It's so sad. Oh, dude, Rathian is so toast. It's not even funny. Alright, bud. I hope you've ate your last meal, because it's coming. Oh, it's so coming. Yeah. Who am I kidding? We want to go for the head. We don't mess around here. All right. When we're slaying dragons, we're not. Did you hear that Kevin Conroy let his BA chaps for character in the new DM? Yeah, I did. That was super cool, dude. I loved seeing that Kevin Conroy has one more role. One more role, and we didn't even really know anything about it from the sounds of it. I'm very excited though. I actually, yeah, there we go. See you, Rathian. I'm actually legit low-key excited about. I know, dude. Kevin Conroy that was my Batman. I mean, I love Kevin Conroy. Anytime I think of Batman, I'm normally thinking of Kevin Conroy. That or Keaton, but especially Conroy. Alright, let's see the time on this bad boy. Oh yeah, 6 minutes. I can live with that. I can dig that. And we got to Hunter rank 85, so we're sitting pretty. I think we could probably... Here's what I'm thinking next. Let's fight Lala Barina. Actually, now that there's a new trailer out for new DMC anime, have your thoughts changed? If you mean about the DMC anime, I'm actually excited about the DMC anime. I originally was kind of concerned, and I still think that some of it's kind of weird. Like, I do think it's kind of weird that they have Limp Bizkit doing the opening for it, but I do think it could be okay. I think it could be all right. I do think that the way in which Dante fights in the anime looks great, and I think they're doing really great looking things with that. Also, it seems like the writing is going to have a pretty tongue-in-cheek feel to it, as it should, with it being a DMC property. But yeah, I think it's going to be decent. I don't think it's going to necessarily blow people away, But I guess that also depends on what they do. And I really think it's going to come down to the animation, honestly. Like, Devil May Cry is so distinctive. And even though it's kind of I believe it's a younger Dante. I don't remember timeline-wise where it takes place, the anime. But I want to say it's like before 3, maybe? Before 3 or right after 3. But legitimately, I think we have I think it's going to be good. Just straight up, I think it's going to be good. I don't think it's really going to be all that bad. Okay. Miss Lalabarina going downtown. Man, my fight for platinum in this game is just going to be brutal. I can already tell. Because, like, I still have to do, like, a bunch of multiplayer hunts, and then I also have to do, I don't like the online trophies, but I have to do some of those to actually, like, get stuff.
Is that a chicken spider?
Is that a chicken spider? No. It's kind of just a spider. Well, so here's the thing. You're going to see what makes it unique here in a minute. Yep. It's got a big old rose butt. Kind of like a flower. It's like a flower spider. Which, by the way, I do appreciate that Capcom was thinking about those with Arachnophobia, because they did include Arachnophobia mode as an option in the game, and I did think about turning it on because I do have Arachnophobia. But honestly, I don't think that this doesn't like really bother me all that much. I thought it was going to bother me way more, and it didn't. The way I'm approaching it is like a mix of the Sonic movies and the DMC reboot. Non-canon, has some disagreeable aspects, but I don't know why this always cuts off for me. But hopefully enjoyable like the Sonic movies and a better take on an alt DMC. Yeah. I mean, I think that's kind of how I'm approaching it, honestly. Like, and I gotta be honest, like, I think the Sonic movies, like, one of the things that they do so well is they understand that it doesn't have to be incredible cinema for it to be a good adaptation. And I think for things like Devil May Cry, I think that is the perfect element to take away from it, right? Like, the DMC anime back in the day was kind of cool, but it was a little stilted. And I think that the charm that they're bringing to the animation with Dante in this one brings a lot more life to it. So I can appreciate that they're really trying to go for it. Whew. Okay. I think I can break that stinger. I feel like that's a thing I can do. Yeah, come on now. Come on now. Some dude riding around you. Oh, motorcycle was? Or are you talking about in the game? Because it could be both. And I wouldn't, to be fair, I wouldn't know the difference. The other thing too is it could be my AC. Oh, the game? Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the hunter, the lady that like takes all your hunter quests. What's interesting is she actually, like the handler, she actually comes with you now. I'm liking Johnny as Dante now. Virgil could definitely sound better though. Robbie Damon is legend, but Virgil needs to sound more nerdy and dominating. Yeah, that's fair. I definitely feel like they have a thing in mind. Yeah, overall though, I don't know. Like, I feel like they're reaching a pretty good mix overall. I really kind of want to reserve more thoughts until I get to really see a full episode, I guess. That's kind of where I'm at with it. Because I really wasn't, I'll be honest, I wasn't sure about Castlevania when that first was coming out. And then you watch those first 4 episodes, and I was like, dude, like, Adi Shankar was cooking so hard, it's crazy. Adi Shankar literally, like, made one of the best video game adaptations with Castlevania. At least in that first season. I can't really speak to the other seasons, I haven't finished them. But that first season is it's so good. Just the way Dracula is and the backstory they give him and the motivation. Like, they didn't have to do any of that. But because they did, it like showed like, oh, shoot, you really can make a video game adaptation when you handle it the way it needs to be handled. That Castlevania game, though, you know what's wild to me, man? What are we doing with Castlevania? Like, as a franchise, how do we not have another Castlevania? How do we not have something besides the Dominus Collection and the Dominus Collection and the Advanced Collection? Like, yeah, it's cool that we have all the remasters, but can we get a new Castlevania? Like, something. I'm actually a little sad that Mercury Steam isn't working on a new Castlevania. They're the ones that made the what was it, Lord of Shadows. I was kind of hoping that they would do something, but no dice from the looks of it. 6.5 minutes, not too shabby. I think what I'm gonna need to do now is really like consider what my next learning weapon is gonna be. I'm thinking longsword. Some of the stuff you can do with longsword is just crazy. Also, I think we're gonna go for about probably another 20 minutes. Probably do another hunt or two, and then I'm probably gonna call it a night. I think. Get some time before bed to just kind of chill. Hot take, they did a good job making characters canon and branching their relationships.
When I hear this Virgil Netflix may cry, he sounds too old. He sounds like
just to be in Castlevania. Yes, they did. I agree. When I hear Virgil Netflix may cry, he sounds like a 40-year-old man. He's 16 by this point, and in DMC5 he's 40 to 43. It sounds like a 16-year-old dork again. I'll give it a chance. I really think that's kind of like the best option, honestly, is just to kind of see what they do. Because it could suck, could very well suck, but it could also be decent. So I say we just kind of play it by ear, You never know. Alright, we're gonna go fight a fire chicken. Camatrice is about to be just obliterated. I think I'm going to switch to Switchblade. Fire chicken. I enjoy it. Like, it's funny because like I like all their names, but I think it's a little more fun to come up with like things to call them. Hot Wings, yeah, he's Hot Wings. Rathian is basically, I don't actually have anything interesting to call the Rathian, honestly. The Shagama is like a giant bear dog. He looks like Cujo the bear. And I know Cujo's a dog, but I mean, he looks like, Doshagama he just looks like a giant dog, bear thing. Looks like Cujo. Alright, Hot Wings, get ready for this one. I promise you ain't ready. Especially, bud, So here's the kind of thing that like weirds me out about Camatrice, is his tail. It looks so strange. And I know that part of the thing is like, oh, well, because he's like on fire, he shoots fire out his butt, and he's got all these little ribbons. And I'm like, yeah, I know, but also, I don't know, man. I don't really see like a permanent bone in the tail. So when you cut it off, it looks really weird. Because it seems like you shouldn't have been able to do that, you know? I do though I love his design. A giant T-Rex bird chicken is so funny to me. Spicy butt boy. I mean, yeah, this is what happens when Buffalo Wild Wings meets Taco Bell. Like this is what you get. This is you turn into this. You turn into a Chemitrese. Actually, a Chemitrese low-key does kind of sound like an item from Taco Bell's menu. But if it was served at, like, Buffalo Wild Wings. Oh, bud, Chemitrese, I almost feel bad. Like, honestly, I almost feel bad. You know, one thing I was thinking about? I was talking to a buddy today, and they were saying something about PETA, like the animal place. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, dude, you know what? I bet PETA like hates Monster Hunter. Like, no doubt, they gotta hate Monster Hunter. And your character is the Tums trying to stop it. This is what a white blood cell looks like in your body, trying to fight a Taco Bell encounter. Like, I was thinking about that. I was like, man, PETA has to like just like hate Monster Hunter, because like, I mean, if they hate Mario, imagine what they think about this. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Dink Member, you were on it. I was gonna say that, like, if they hate Mario, dude, can you imagine what they think of this? A game that is literally about hunting these giant monsters. Even though these monsters are not real, I bet you they still like can't stand the thought. PETA is one of those organizations that I don't I don't understand. Hey, there's Cujo. Guys, he's very fragile. Can we not gang up on him like that, please? Please? You guys are literally gonna eat my dinner. Okay. Dude, okay, here's the sad thing. Chemitrese, that is where they just kicked him out of, is literally his cave, right? Every time he retreats there. They had Taco Bell too. They're mad because they ordered a Crunchwrap Supreme and Chemitrese did not come included. Alright. Okay, here we go. I should be able to take them. Wait, they're not. Okay, I was gonna say, these guys are not following me, right? Okay, dude, Chemitrese, you cannot. Can you just like, can we just call it, bud? You are so cooked, it's not even funny. Pretty soon this guy's gonna start looking like something from that Poltergeist movie. Speaking of trauma films, by the way, I am beyond through the moon excited about the Toxic Avenger finally getting a theatrical release. The one with Peter Dinklage. Although, to be fair, PETA and probably love classic Sonic and Sonic Colors because the Blue Bastard constantly liberates animals. You know, that's actually a good point. I bet they do like that, because it's, for them, like, they can't just, like, be cool with normal stuff. Like, they have to go with what is, like, what the message is behind something. So I could see them being on board with that. That wouldn't shock me too much. All right, another chicken quesadilla is in the books. Feeling pretty positive. That guy. 5.5 minutes. Okay, it's bad. I wonder if I can go faster, though. I'm kind of in that mode right now with Monster Hunter where I'm like, can I do that hunt faster? Like, could I do that faster? I think I could.
Because Sonic, at least in the
classic games and colors to an extent, has an ecological freedom. Yeah, that's funny. I didn't think about that, but depending on the Sonic game, he really is. So that would make sense. So now, what do we want to fight? We want to... You know what? Let's end. So I'm going to do one more fight. And I'm going to do my favorite fight. And my nickname for Ray Dow is the Ray Gun or the Rail Cannon. I think Rail Cannon is more so what I go with. But this, man, Ray Dow is such a cool fight. I'm excited about this. Every time I fight this guy, I'm excited. He is probably my favorite. Well, I take it back. I have one more favorite monster, I think, in this. I like Archveld a lot, but dude, Ray Dow is probably my favorite dragon in this. Ray Dow just absolutely slaps.
The lightning has them amped up. Might be able to use them as a trap.
You'll get a good chance to kind of see what I'm going with when I say that. But Ray Dow, laser pew pew, yeah, dude. Like when I say laser pew pew, he looks like if a Warhammer weapon was a dragon. And I think that's why I love him so much, because when I see him, he just reminds me of like, he's so great. All right, let's start it. I love this guy. He's so cool, and he's just so big. He also, okay, actually no, I know what he reminds me of. He looks like Ghidorah. That's why I like him so much, because he looks like King Ghidorah. And I'm so here for it. It's crazy. He also sounds kind of like Ghidorah a little bit. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but I feel like it probably was. He just looks so badass. Like I love the design so much. So here's the thing though. You could tell he's a lightning dragon, right? The stuff that you're gonna see him do, man, it's so cool. It is just so cool. Because Sonic is the strong woman who can. Oh yeah, you know it's funny. It's funny you say that. I wasn't even thinking about that, but yeah, potentially. Sonic is a very weird series to me, because I like Sonic maybe on a conceptual level, and maybe like the characters themselves, but like from a gameplay perspective, I'm very split. Like, because certain Sonic games really jive with me, and certain Sonic games really don't. So I'm like, I never quite know where I fall on the Sonic spectrum, which it's kind of I mean no ill will by calling Sonic a spectrum, but yeah, it's interesting. I also think it's weird the correlation between Sonic fans and mental illness. I'm not saying there's any correlation there, but I do think it's interesting.
It's a mixed bag.
It's a mixed bag. Yeah, it really is. Oh, the rail cannon. So cool, man. I love it so much. I'm gonna saw that horn off your head, my man. I'm gonna wear it like a badge of honor. Like, to me, I think the thing that, like, I always knew, like, a lot of folks liked Sonic, and I always knew that there was kind of, like, a really rabidly passionate fan base. But I think what weirds me out is, like, when you get into, like, the Christians of the world that take it so seriously that, like, I mean, they wear the medallion. I mean, I don't know anybody that really wears a medallion, but you know what I mean, right? Like, taking it to that next level that just feels wrong. Feels like too much. All right. Man, this guy is cool. So here's one of the coolest parts about this fight is what we're going up to.
I will say Sonic as a series is
The series is broken down into 4 fandoms of gameplay styles: 3D Boost, 2D Boost, Advanced 2 and 3, Classics, and yeah. I think that's a fair assessment. And I think that's kind of what's weird about it, right? It's like you have everybody who's so specific about their own styles and what they prefer that it kind of creates a lot of, like, there's not really a solid, like, this is the best Sonic, because there is such a distinction between the games as they go on. It really creates an uncertainty about, like, to the devs, I imagine there has to be an uncertainty about, like, well, what do fans want? It's like, well, there's like 4 different fan bases within this one series, so we don't really know. And I certainly couldn't blame them for having the job of, like, who do you appease? And it's like, well, you kind of just have to make multiple games to appease all the fans, because all the fans like Sonic, even if they all, like, if they are not all the same in the gameplay department, they all like Sonic.
I don't care what style it is,
Just yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's like how a lot of people feel about, like, Mario, right? Where they're like, I just like the character, and character in game equals cool. It's like, yeah, a small few that love Sonic 06. So I will say, I don't love Sonic 06, but I can appreciate the passion of the fan base behind it, because goddamn, if Sonic 06 makes you happy, that, you know, it's funny you say that. That is like my meme about Sonic. It's like one of my favorites is that nobody hates Sonic more than these Sonic fans. And it's like, yeah, that's pretty accurate, honestly. My favorite Sonic, honestly, is probably Frontiers, which I don't know if that's a hot take or not, but, like, I just like the freedom that game gives, because that's kind of what I always wanted in a Sonic game anyway, is I just wanted to run around the big giant open world as Sonic. That's like one of the reasons where I think it's Project Green Hill Zone or whatever is like one of my favorite like mods or whatever. Oh, the rail cannon, man. You know, I'm really starting to think I made the right choice with the Charge Blade. We are absolutely cooking this guy. This fight is actually, to be honest, I don't think I normally have it go this well. You worked with me at the time, but I forgot this kid's name, but he went on for 2 hours talking about Sonic 06 is the opus of his time. Oh, Adam, that's so funny, dude. I don't remember that, but that absolutely, just given where we worked, yeah, that seems likely that would have been, that we would have had clientele that absolutely would have gone off on that. Also, let's not forget Sonic P06 exists, which is a fan-made remake of that game, and it's one of the most incredible remakes. Yeah, I will say I am really impressed that somebody loved that game or saw enough potential in that game to really spend the time with it and really go above and beyond and try and fix it. Like, that's the type of community that, like, you'd be hard-pressed to see any other game community really rally around broken projects like that. So I always think that's really neat, honestly. But it is very funny to me, though, how some people spurg out about things like Sonic. I mean, perfect example is the Sammy Classic Sonic fan. I mean, that poor kid. I can't imagine the amount of bullying he got in his time. All for just liking Sonic. We gonna land or what? There we go. Guess I'm gonna land. One of the only few online communities I genuinely respect. Yeah, that's fair. It is certainly an interesting community. I can say that without a doubt. And I feel kind of bad too, because, like, the people who just really like Sonic how crappy is it to get lumped in with people like Chris Chan and Sammy Classic Sonic fan? Like that's gotta suck, you know? Like, as a huge Doom fan, or like I don't like getting wrapped in under the mayo. Like that sucks that is the one of the faces of the Doom community. I think it's really annoying, honestly.
Used to troll the kid saying I heard they were gone and 06 DLC as an apology.
He'd have to mail his copy.
He would have to mail his copy to us.
That's so funny. I love that you could do that. That's great. I love that he believed it too, because knowing some of those guys, I could totally see it.
And he did.
And he did. That's so good. It's so good. I do genuinely love that. I remember, like, some dudes, like, literally believed literally anything that you told them. Like, they would say, like, oh, did you hear, like, Kojima's gonna make a Zelda game? And you just have to, like, nod your head and be like, oh, okay, bud, you got it. Instead of, like, taking literally just any time to do any bit of research to fact check or validate, like, what they're saying is true. And it was just so funny, because they never, ever did it. I saw him in 2022, never forget me and what he did. He looks like I'm still waiting for my copy to come.
The amount of passion and dedication
that these guys have is simply remarkable. The consensus of Sonic is changing through most people don't think about Christian now, and they only think of the movies. Yeah, honestly, that's a good way to think about it too. Like, it is pretty cool that it's like changed, like it has an impact bigger than just a random autistic kid. Like, no offense, but if Christian is your if that's your litmus test for your franchise, that's probably not the best. I would think, like, as a person of many, or as a fan of many fan bases, I would be like so defeated if that was the face of my community, you know? I mean, I already feel that way about Under the Mayo. The thing that kills me about Under the Mayo is he's like, he tries to be the face of, like, boomer shooters and Gary. He tries to be the face of boomer shooters and, like, spectacle fighters, and he really doesn't like either. I really don't think he does, because he doesn't act like he likes them at all. You know, I gotta say, that was probably one of the fastest Ray Dow fights I've ever done. 11 minutes. Not bad, though. Got a Hunter Rinks 86. A minute I try not to associate with the communities. Doom and DMC are getting really vile recently. More so than the Sonic community. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's going on in those two communities, but it's very weird. It's almost like wannabe metalheads trying to say how cool or wild something is. I don't know. Well, guys, thank you for chilling with me. I am going to call it a night, I think. But I do appreciate you guys very much. Yeah. I'm going to try to keep up streams going forward in the future. And try to change stuff up. So, appreciate you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me.
Good night, Broseph.
Good night, Broseph. Absolutely, Dank Meary. Appreciate you. Adam, you have a good night, sir. Yeah, genuinely, though, guys, thank you. You guys are the real MVPs. Look, we got the applause going and everything for you. We appreciate you.
Hey.
Golden Bucket, what's up? Hey, I am so sorry. I just announced that I was quitting the stream, my man. But I will have the stream up, so if you are interested in watching any of it, you are more than welcome. I do plan, though, until I get to rank 100, I plan to try and stream, maybe not every night this week, but I'm planning on trying to stream a few nights this week to try to get to rank 100. So we're getting there. Tempered Arkfeld be damned. We're getting there. Thank you so much for coming by, though, for those of you guys who did. I appreciate you stopping by. The channel now has a new live stream thumbnail as well, so anytime you see Rice Live with the icon, that is going to be your go-to for my streams. So thank you guys very much. Appreciate you stopping in, and me and my Palico will see you later.
I'll catch up and good luck.
I work late on taxis, and I'll catch up, and good luck on Hunter Rank 100. Thanks so much, Golden Bucket. Appreciate you. Very excited to get there, and I totally understand. Thank you very much for stopping by. As my hunter says, thank you. Night, everybody.